Hi guys, I know it's dark. There's Kiss here, see? It's been a while since I've done a video and it's been very dark. The weather has just been, we haven't had any kind of summer. It doesn't get light until about 7 o'clock in the morning, even in August. None of that was right. Everything is wrong. I think, I feel, I see, I know, and that has never been more obvious and more clear than it is now. And it's been at least, I think, 3 months since I've done a video, and I have been through the ringer in a massive way, because that is what it is to exit the matrix. You have to get it out of you. It's been extremely difficult. Basically, I'm just going to give you all a short version of what's been happening. So end of June I started feeling very unwell. I mean, I'd had physical issues. As you all know, if you watch my channel, I've been doing a full body detox, which has become just my way of life, really. Everything toxic has been eliminated pretty much, in terms of food, in terms of even candles and incense and so forth. Incense that was toxic, that's been replaced with incense that's clean. Things that I was watching, listening to, anything, it's just been a massive purge. And it's when your body begins to heal, first it goes through a clearing. You become aware of the sickness. This is how it works. Healing isn't a case of, oh, you just heal and that's it. It's not like that at all. We've all been led to believe that that's how it works, and that's not how it works at all. It's actually a really tough journey, because we don't realize, we just don't know how incredibly toxic we are, how incredibly toxic this world is. And about, a couple of weeks ago, I came across the sentence, "Your strength will come from standing in the center of the place no one else can see." And that has been very, very true for me. I'm reminded of a film. It's called Pan's Labyrinth. It's a Spanish film. It's very good. You should watch it if you can. And there's like a labyrinth, like a maze, like a labyrinth in it. And the labyrinth is also a spiral staircase. And that is what this journey is all about. And this is not a journey that everyone is going to be taking. And there's many that cannot see the center of that place. I can't put it into words. There's no way to convey it. But it is what it is. Basically, I began to feel really unwell mentally, right? Emotionally. And then the rage came up. It was, tidal waves of abject, insane rage that I couldn't contain. So I was going out in the car, parking up in the countryside and screaming till literally I couldn't, my voice went. Screaming, contortion, my body contorting, screaming. Then I stopped being able to sleep, couldn't sleep. I became aware of how my nervous system is completely dysregulated, which is what this world does to you, because it's all about adrenaline and cortisol and attack and blocking and manipulating and gaslighting, and it's trauma, you know what I mean? Again, this is all about the center of the place no one else can see, because there's all these people that are having nice little lives. They can't see what some of us soul travelers can see. It's having been severely scapegoated and traumatized by the narcissistic parents that enables you, if you're a soul traveler and you're truly awakening, doing your inner work, that enables you to see it, the center of the place no one else can see. You can see with your spirit eyes what this world really is. And it is a paradoxical world, yes. There is meaning in it. There are those having this experience on their level that have it's meaningful to them. They will grow old, they will die, and they will be reincarnated and come back, and eventually they will also have their last life here, in which they also will go through incredible trauma, because it is the impetus that allows you to see the truth of this world. You see? It allows you to get it intrinsically all the way. It takes you to the center of the place no one else can see. And in that place, in the center of that dark, sooty labyrinth, you will find yourself crouching on your knees, naked, covered in dirt, whilst being doused 24/7 with a kind of abusive, toxic energy. I call it the black hand or the dark generator. You know, telling you that you're worthless, that you're sinful, that you're bad and guilty, and that you deserve to suffer. It tells you many, many things just like that, but it doesn't really have words. It's a frequency, because that is what this world is. It's the mass consciousness, the sin pathogen, the hell contagion, as it manifests, right? And that part of you, crouching in terror, believes everything it says. And you've not been aware of that part of you. It's been there in your unconscious, in your subconscious. You were subjected to that same thing in the micro by your narcissistic father or mother or both. You were scapegoated and you were told, as they projected their own garbage onto you, which, by the way, they didn't know exactly what they were doing. They did it because they couldn't face it in themselves, and it's pointless hating them for it, because that's only going to make things worse for you. It's time to forgive that and let that go so that you can start to heal. You see, narcissism in souled people is that they cannot face the pain because it is enormous. Right? So, the soul traveler, your soul traveler awakening, will see it, will feel it. There is no other way out, it seems. You know, sorry, this is going to be a bit rambly, always is, isn't it? I guess, yeah. Oh, it's so dark. And all the sinkholes all around the world, and the weird weather, and the floods, and the weird psychic phenomenon, and the weird sky phenomenon, and so forth and so on. Go to Mr. MBB333's channel, and you'll see for yourself. It's all the planes crashing, with accidents and whatnot. Things are whoa, and it is literally this fake realm is falling apart, and it's meant to fall apart. And that within us, that is of this realm, is also falling apart, and it is, whoa, it's beyond excruciating. See, that part of us crouching like that, being subjected to the onslaught of that nefarious, crushing weight of negativity and hate and whatnot, That is where the self-attack and the self-hate lives. And that is the fuel that evil uses against us. I've seen it again and again and again. When all that hate and all that rage comes up, which by the way is there, we turn it against ourselves because we have nowhere else to turn it, because we're soul travelers. And we're empaths, right? So rather than hurt others, yes, we do hurt others, we do fuck up, we do get it wrong, we do all that, but mostly we turn it against ourselves. You know? A rabid self-attack, self-hate, self-derogatoriness. And the deeper you go down that rabbit hole, the more overt it becomes, and then you see that's where the mishaps happen. That's where all the misery comes from, you know, the scarcity, the suffering, the ill health, the depression, the anxiety. A shitload of stuff comes from there, because it is like a black torrent of toxic sludge. This self-attack, this self-hate. And it has to be released. And so I was in my car and I was screaming and screaming and screaming till I couldn't actually speak. And all kinds of shit was going down in my life. And then I ended up not being able to sleep. So after a week of not sleeping and actually going to see a doctor who said, believe it or not, that, oh, you don't actually need to sleep. You can just lie in bed and just close your eyes and rest your body, and that will do. That will be enough. I mean, I was speechless. I had my friend with me and it was like, you what? So anyway, a week of no sleep, and something said, you need to go to A&E, which is the accident and emergency department of the hospital, right? So my friend called 111 here, which is a number here to call for, you know, whatever, like to see if we could get any help, and they referred us to mental health. So I ended up in A&E for, I think it was 15 hours. I was in a really bad way. I was hallucinating and I was severely anxious, severely depressed. I was just totally, wow. No words for it at all. But everybody was really good and really kind. So then I ended up being given some help with sleep and referred to a mental health crisis team. And subsequently I ended up going home, took some medication, did get some sleep. This onslaught here saying, you should not be taking big pharma medication, this, that, woo, you know how that self-judgment, that self-attack, the black and white think, this is good, this is bad, if you do that, it is bad, this, that and the other, all of that, because that is how we operate in this insane asylum of a world. But you know, hey, I had to fucking sleep. I knew it was bad for my gut because my saliva got really thick and it was horrible. It was like, oh my fucking God, I'm back at square one. Here I am, having done everything I possibly could to clear my body, and here I am back on Big Pharma meds. What the fuck, what the fuck? But I know beyond any doubt, because when I arrived at A&E, and I was walking down the road, and I felt like and I saw a black cat that wasn't there, and it was all like, what the fuck? I had this really strong intuition that said, you are guided and you are protected. Fear not, child. It will be all right. And as I was lying on this weird looking contraption of a bed in this cubicle, away from everyone, everything kind of flowed in there, you know. It was mad. Because most people were in this big, horrible waiting room, but I was given a cubicle and it was dark. And it was away from everything and everyone, and I was just lying there, and I started feeling a little bit, well, less bad, you know, and whatnot. And my friend was really good and stayed with me. So there I was, got a little bit of sleep under the care of the mental health crisis team, and they would come around on a regular basis, and then it just went to the place of such severe, terrifying anxiety and depression that I thought, you know what, and sleeping problems again, knowing that, you know, I cannot keep taking these pills because I'm going to get addicted to them and so forth and so on. It was all really chaotic. I couldn't see a way out. I couldn't see a way through. I was in a state of abject terror and acutely suicidal as well. Really, really bad. I thought, that's it, I'm going to stick a knife. I sharpened a knife and I was going to, it got really, really bad. Really, really bad. Hey, let me get my boy in there as well. Hey, kiss. And say hello to the soul travelers. Hey. I knew I had to take medication, and that at least for a while. And it was such a difficult choice for me to make, but I knew I had to do it. So I ended up taking an antidepressant, which also helps with sleep, and it's been taking the edge off. It's not actually working really well for the depression and the anxiety. It's taking the edge off, and it's helping me sleep. And I think that is right, because again, I was guided to take this particular one rather than an SSRI. I was guided to take this particular one because I know beyond any doubt that this is only meant to take the edge off, so that I'm still able to process everything that comes up. So that's what I've been doing. And you know, you get these people again. I am in a place, in the center of the place no one can see, and I'm feeling everything that emanates from that part of my being, crouched, naked, covered in filth, cowering. Yes, I accept what you're telling me. I accept everything. I am guilty. It's me. It's all my fault, because that is what they do when you're a child. And they do it throughout your life. You are scapegoated. You are told that it's all your fault. Look how guilty you are. Look all the mistakes you make. Look how bad you are, how wrong you are. There's nothing good about you. It blocks out all light, so that you just exist in a state of just abject, I'm just this worthless, nothing, I shouldn't even exist at all. You know, you know this, because I've talked about all of this in all my videos, really. You know, the truth of what happens to you when you are so severely abused as a child, and there's no love and there's no safety, and this goes right to the very, very center. And you know, it ends where it begins. It ends where it begins. Because that part at the center of the labyrinth is where all other aspects emanate from. I have names for all of them, and it's very much like multiple personality disorder. You know, you have the martyr, you have the passive-aggressive element, you know, all these different aspects of self, hence soul retrieval work. We have to introspect and get back to us. All soul fragments, you know, I'm not saying that the soul is fragmented, it's not exactly like that, but I use this terminology because I don't know how to otherwise convey what I want to convey. Language is not able to convey it, not really at all. Oh gosh. So I've been wow, just becoming more aware, so super aware of what this world is and what it's done, the nervous system, like the rage, the terror, the just in and out of the dentist with problems and just everything, just thinking, oh my God, I feel that I've not had any love, I've not had any safety, I've not had any security, I've not had anything. And And why does everything make so much noise? Why does my fridge beep when, you know, when I open it? Why does my car go ee, ee, ee when I go in reverse? Why does everything make so much noise? Why are all these ads everywhere? Why does everybody shout? Why does everybody want to watch this and do that and run away from themselves? Get away from yourself. Get away from yourself. Adrenaline, cortisol, insanity. Let's just ignore the self and keep going and pretending everything is okay. I was looking at people and I'm thinking, wow, man, you just look so unwell. And so unhappy. The rubbish everywhere, the dead animals, all that dead hedgehogs, dead birds, rubbish, squalor, dust, dirt, blocking, obstructionism, all of it, it's all here, the weird weather is all, whoa, this, that and the other, wow, there's so many different things happening that. And I'm still really in this, you know. Yesterday, we had to go out. I had to get something. And I saw a guy that I knew 15 years ago with his little dog. And boom, oh boy, the triggers come hard and fast. And I get that weird feeling around there and around here, and there's this nervous system, and there's a lot of crown chakra activity going on, and heart, oh, the pain, the suffering, the pain, the grief, the terror, the fear, the rage that comes up, and I just end up screaming, and my body's all like, ah, almost like an exorcism, like I'm possessed. Working through it, feeling through it, becoming so aware of how self-attacking I've been and how that terrible depression is a direct result of self-attack. Because it makes us do that to ourselves. It subjugates us and makes us do that to ourselves. I've heard this drone of you know, I've been aware of it my whole life, you know, and out there is an awareness. People call it the inner critic, for example, or whatever, you know, but they don't go down that rabbit hole. They don't introspect. They don't think, hold on a minute, what am I feeling? People are not present with self. Stop. What am I feeling? What is my body feel? How does my body feel? How am I feeling? What am I thinking? What is happening? See? Everything in this world is designed to stop that. And people exist in a more tortuous state now than ever before. It's absolutely horrible. And it's failing to keep the consciousness down. I can see that. Yeah, there's a shitload of people boarding gates, you know, that are not waking up. They're not seeing it. They're not getting it. Then there are people who are waking up to the fact that it's all wrong, but they're not introspecting. They're not making the connection that, well, if you've existed in a world that is all fucking wrong, then that must have done a number on you, on your psyche. So you might want to look at that. They don't, you know, that's fine, that's okay. Thankfully, it's not our responsibility to wake people up or to do anything at all. It's not. Believe me, it's a massive job just to have the responsibility for your own consciousness and your own liberation and your own self-love. It takes everything. But I feel, it's not about thinking, you see, that's just it. It's about feeling. And I feel that there are some of you out there, maybe, who are also in the center of the place no one else can see. And maybe going through stuff that's very similar to what I am going through. Yeah. And maybe this video will help you knowing that you're not alone, that you're not the only one going through this horrifying ordeal, and that despite how dreadful it feels, how horrible, just your words, it is meaningful, and it is a clearing and a purge. Because this black rage, self-attack, insane with the pain part of self, is somehow causing the health problems, the life problems, you know, the never getting anywhere, being blocked at every turn, etc., 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 right? And it has to be brought up, neutralized, alchemized, transmuted, healed. It's very shamanic. It's very, very shamanic. That's the best way to look at it, in my opinion. Well, it is for me at any rate. You know, I'm not telling you to do that, but yeah. It gets ugly. It gets really, really fucking ugly. You might think, wow, am I possessed? Am I crazy? What's wrong with me? But no, it's all part of the course. It's part of the course. It's part of this rite of passage. You see? It's very, very difficult and very painful. So, and the fear and the doubt are very strong. That will tell you that you're not going to get anywhere. It's telling me, so look, you're back at square one. Here you are, back on antidepressants and this, that and the other, and look at you, and yeah. Because it's black and white think. It's mundane reality think. And this is not a mundane reality, guys. It's not a reality at all. It's not mundane. We exist in a non-ordinary state. I know this for a fact. And all shall be utilized, and we are guided and protected. I know this. I just do. I mean, I had all this synchronicity come to me about Jiminy Cricket, and then a cricket landed on my table, and then another one landed on my car, and you don't really see them normally around here at all. Lots of stuff has been happening. And of course it's always there saying, oh yeah, but you can't trust it, just stay in the dark, stay there, keep doing that. And no, it can't be done. You will get to that place where you know that if you don't start being really carefully kind and loving with yourself, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. You can no longer go on that way. Everything in this world is designed to keep you in a subjugated state. And I know that there are people, like, they do a lot of meditation. Way back when I used to do that as well. But it covers it over. It doesn't heal you, you know. You have to excavate this. There is no other way. This world is sick. It is twisted. It is wrong. It is also beautiful. Yes. It also has merit. It's also meaningful because it's duality. And it's a paradox. It's like all the mental health people. Some of them were just, there was really nothing there, but quite a few of them are really good people and meant really, really well, but they're not awake and they're not with it. And you know, they've had a certain procedure done and they don't really get it. And I'm going to be discharged tomorrow, and it's the system and it's protocol, and that's it. But I'm really grateful that they were there because they helped me, you know. They did the best they could, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for me, for myself, and I will walk this path and I will do the best that I can. And I wanted to do this video and just give you all an update of what's been going on, and just, yeah, I've on my community page, I posted some stuff that has been helpful for me. There's a few really good YouTube channels. One of them is called Breathe with Sandy. It's all about breath work, which is really helping me a hell of a lot. And there's another one, sort of guided meditations. I know I did a video once where I went on and on about NPCs and their guided meditations. Boy oh boy. You see, I used to be so against and judge and all that's just gone out the window. I just don't want to do it anymore. Every time this slots in, it goes, yeah, look over there, ooh, it's like, no, get it away from me, because I begin to feel really bad and I can't, and it's like, no, that's not of love. All I want is the way of love, the way of peace, the way of surrender. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. That's a mantra and a song, and I posted it on my community page as well. I will also post those links in the just below this video. For those of you who can't be asked going to the community page, I will post some links below this video for you that you may find helpful if you are currently also going through insanity and whatnot, or even if not, you'll still find them good, probably. Breath work, whatever, you know, because there is no other way but the way of love for me, and the way of peace, and the way of relinquishing everything that I thought myself to be. It's like, how are you going to live in this world? Because everything is geared toward adrenaline, cortisol, nervous system. Everything is it's like being under attack 24/7, and we are, you know, it's, you know, buy yours here now, buy it now, whilst you know, whilst it lasts, and hurry and get here and do this and be there. And you know, the system is so demanding as well. You have to do your tax returns, and you have to do this, and you have to go there, and you have to get that, and do, come here. It's completely and utterly insane, and it is just toxic. And you have to pay to live, you have to work, you need money. How are you going to pay? Woo. It's like, what's in your food? Read the label, go here, go there. Is it really organic? Oh, the car, oh my god, another road. I can see people I have seen people at breaking point. I literally have. It's like a cauldron, and it's and things are, ooh, I have never felt it this way, the energy. I've never, ever, and I'm really sensitive to it all. It's like, whoa. So it's kind of like a dual experience here, because I'm doing my breath work and I'm doing various things, and so I feel this peacefulness, but then I'm also, because even as I'm sat here doing this video, I feel really whoa, I feel like whoa here and in my gut and all of it. Oh wow, unbelievable. You know, I do what I do because I refuse to think of myself as a powerless victim anymore. This will not help me. All I want is to clear it, to heal it, and you cannot heal it by doing that. You're in it. There is no other way. Yeah, it's not about the law of attraction or be happy, and that's the way to go. Yes, gratitude. Yes, forgiveness. Yes, surrender. Yes, acceptance. I don't mean accepting as in tolerating, but acceptance that this is what it has been. These words are not separate. Gratitude is part of surrender, is part of forgiveness, is part of everything. It's one consciousness, it's one energy. It's the energy of love. And it is miraculous because Like how I could sleep last night, for example, that's sort of a semi-miracle, because I was in a dreadful state yesterday. I mean, wow, the anxiety going through my gut, it was like somebody had viciously kicked me in the gut, and it was like, oh, because I saw that guy that I knew 15 years ago, and it reminded me, and this brought all this stuff up, and it was and it was a massive purge. Massive. You know. And I still managed to get some sleep, yeah. Wow. Just to be so supremely aware of this. No, you have to attack yourself. This is what you have to do to survive. This is what you have to do to survive. You have to. Because the narcissist stood over you when you were a child and terrorized the fuck out of you. This is what you have to do to survive. You have to watch them all the time and make sure they're happy and please them. And because you're a fucking child, and how else are you going to get fed? How else are you going to get housed? How else are you going to survive? So you have to acquiesce with the narcissist who says, this is what you're going to agree you are, worthless, sinful, guilty, bad, dirty, etc., etc., etc. You're going to accept that, and you're going to show me that you say, yes, that is who and what I am. And I deserve to suffer, and I don't deserve love, and I don't deserve safety either. True. Yeah, I accept. In the micro, and then you look at the world we live in the macro, it's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing, exactly the same. Yeah? And you get all the people with their Stockholm syndrome, because they cannot face that, because the pain is just beyond words. It's just like, wow. You are standing in the center of the place no one else can see. Well, obviously, no one else. No, there are people, some of us who can. And that is the center of the heart of darkness. I talk about the heart of darkness, don't I? Colonel Kurtz in the jungle. The horror. Apocalypse Now. Wow. You know? The center of it is where it all began. As you entered this realm, and you inherited the ancestral strain of mass consciousness in the womb of your mother. And then it got activated through the narcissistic abuse, either in your childhood or later on. And boom, it all went to shit. And there's other people that had nice childhoods. And they did all right. You know, they live in beautiful places, in warm, sunny places, and they have some success, and they have this and that, and bless them for it. No worries, that's great. And you look at that, and it hurts so much, because you're not really, no. And it hurts. But you see, you didn't come here for that. You came here to be free. You came here for your liberation. You came here for love. You came here to build a bridge of love between two worlds. Yeah. You came here and you are special. Not in an egoic way. All that goes out the window, because the suffering is so dreadful that it's nothing. It just totally kills your fake persona, and great, it needs to be totally eradicated, because it's all wrong. It's not who we are. We are beings of crystalline light, believe me. You know, way back, when I was still asleep-ish, I was watching that series called True Blood, you know, about the vampires and all that. Couldn't watch it now, oh boy. But there is a reason why all the vampires like Suki's, who's a main character in the series, Suki's blood, is because she's Fae. So her blood is extra special, and it's a bit like that for us. Because you can ask yourself, why me? Why me? There's plenty of people really fucking suffering, and they're not soul travelers, and they're not waking up, and they're really suffering, right? So it's not just you, and it's not just me. But you do feel that way. You do have that sense of being targeted somehow. And in a way we are, because our blood is special. We're magical beings. I'm not sure exactly, but I've talked about the golden world. And I know this place. It's a part of me. It lives within me. There are colors that don't exist here, and everything is... The light is very different than it is here. The light here is all wrong. It's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. The light there is beautiful, and the whole place is permeated with this beautiful sound. You know, in this place you hear all the weird distorted sounds. The weird, like, that are always there, because I could hear it when I was in the middle of the desert of Morocco. I could hear this. It's always there. All these different toxic frequencies that permeate around. There it's the other way around. All those beautiful, beautiful frequencies that permeate the golden world, that love us, that are perpetual motion, because love gives. Love gives infinitely and is nurtured back. It's perpetual motion, it just is, whereas evil takes and dies and takes and dies and takes. It cannot create. The proof is in the pudding. It's our experience of love that will show us it's safe to trust it, that this is meaningful. But still, when we experience love, it will still come at us. It will still have us convinced it's not going to be okay, that love is a lie and it's not going to work and it's not going to work out and you're not ever going to be all right and you're never going to get out of here. It will still do that because it's, you know, and it has to be healed. And the only way to heal it is with great commitment and dedication and not giving up and working through it and feeling through it with love and being present and oh, wow. So that's why I will post those links of the breathwork and the mantra and so forth and so on, because it will, those of you who are really going through it, it will help you. And then again, you'll also find your own things that will help you. You know, it's because we're all different. And it's different things for different soul travelers, you know. So, you see what I mean? Everything makes noise and everything stinks, man. It's bad. The smells are bad. Apart from when you're in nature, then it smells good. You know, when you stick your hand in the soil, you know, when you do grounding barefoot, when you smell the sea, when you're in the sea, all that, or when you smell your baby cat, and that, all that smells great. When you see the geese flying, that's great. When you see beautiful, majestic trees, that's great. When you see grass that's lurid green in the sun, that's great. You know, when you hear the sound of the whale, that's great. When you see an otter in the river, that's great. When you love yourself, that's great. The proof is in the pudding. It's our experience of love that shows us that it is safe to trust that. And we inch into that with tiny, tiny steps, that terrified, subjugated part of self that is in the center of the place no one can see, that believes but that is ready or has now gotten up and crawled out of that space and is back in our embrace, so that we can heal that, because it ends where it began, because that part of you came into this world in the womb. It's this ancestral thing of abuse, of subjugation, of you're so worthless, you don't deserve to exist, by the punishing God that has projected his own sin onto us. The punisher, you know, the sin, you're sinful. No. The whole thing, it's just so big, it's so big. And it's not just the God of the Christian religion, it's just an inherent thing. You know, you look at Hinduism and the untouchables and karma, which is just, you know, karma would mean you never get out, because you'll always get it wrong. And I know you're back in and it's all, no. Even Buddhism is not, There's good in it and there's bad in it. That's why we have that yin and yang symbol. There's good in the evil and there's evil in the good. It's a mixed bag, but we weren't going to do it forever. See? Exit time. And it's not exit time for everyone. There are soul beings here that are amazing, beautiful people, but they cannot see the center of that place. They can't see it. And that's fine. Don't worry about it. Walk your path. Commit to liberation, to regaining love. I release control and surrender to the flow of love, which will heal me. All my love to all of you. Bless you.